That's why this world sexualizes everything, because they're actually harnessing the energy of the population of the planet for the furtherance of this world and to keep it going. Imagine how powerful you would personally be if you didn't just use it as a physical pleasure, but use it as a tool for manifestation and to further your life. So going back to the Bible, the Old Testament is full of scriptures that scare you away from sex. And even when you come to the New Testament, Paul feels like those who have spiritual gifts should not want sex and would be better off without it. Well, I got spiritual gifts, and Paul, with all due respect, you can miss me with that one. So let's go back to childhood when you were a baby. You were discovering yourself. You touch your hand and your parents said, that's your hand. You touch your arm, no problem. Touch your head, touch your eyes, your nose, no problem. But as soon as you come down to near the sexual center, it's like, oh, wait, don't touch that. So of course, in a child's mind, that equates to something bad or evil. So yeah, you stopped while you were in front of them, but oftentimes you went in private and you learned that you had to hide it. But what you didn't realize is by you hiding it, it created something called a shadow. That shadow self followed you all the way from childhood into adulthood, and you brought those hang-ups about sex into adulthood. So either you were extreme in your sexual activity, or you were very reserved in your sexual activity, or you're in the middle and just didn't understand what sex was and what it was to be used for. And now as an adult, your children may come to you and ask you about sex, and you want to change the subject and get nervous, so they don't have any other choice but to learn about sex from music, movies, or their friends. See, what we didn't understand was sex and spirituality actually go hand in hand. So for the sake of time and keeping this under a minute, we'll come back at a later time for part 2 so that we can teach on how to actually harness your sexual energy. So with that said, like the video, share the video, and we'll see you tomorrow on the next Power Minute. Peace and blessings.